Okay, I figured I'd do a quick video on off-the-shelf tunes for my 23 WRX. Especially since I paid for 4 different tuners now. Kind of got all 4 of the best runs here plotted up on Virtual Dyno. Not sure if I want to put names out there right now, but all of them ran pretty good. The first 2 are 2 very popular tuners. Not really, the first one had a tiny bit, and not during the pull, but a tiny bit of kind of partial throttle, feedback knock, you know, a couple hits of like minus 2.11, but very rarely. The second one, the blue, which is probably who I'm gonna go with for a full E-tune. That one, real stable in daily drives. I think I've had very few instances of like a minus 1.1 something, a feedback knock, driving around clean on the pulls. All these are in Arizona crap fuel, 91. It's garbage fuel, so it makes this kind of hard, but you gotta see how they pan out. Again, the red and the blue are probably the 2 best ones. I just started running the red today. Figured I'd try one more tuner, and I'm really on the fence between the 2. They're real close. I get a little more, and I'm sorry, it's hard to see, but I get a little more, my mouse, get a little more torque on the blue tuner when I've had running a little bit longer. Kind of in your main driving area here, which picks up a little bit more horsepower. You can see the difference. Let's see, the green is another really good tuner, but just a lot more conservative. You know, if you want a really conservative tune, you know, and you could probably email me or however, maybe post a reply or something on the YouTube video, and I can give you some information on the tuners. And the orange is one that makes a lot of videos. It's an okay tune, but the orange one actually was the only one that I got a lot of damn hits on when driving around regularly, you know, and you can see it's the 3rd least performing, so it really wasn't worthwhile. So, you know, and again, mileage is going to vary by car, by fuel quality. Fuel quality here is terrible. Biggest thing I noticed is the best one that in my opinion, blue, which a little bit lower in the horsepower, but again, this is street dynoing, so there'll be a ton of variation. The blue one's the 2nd run, had the most torque, but you can see they're definitely fueling a lot more early on, but they added a lot more boost. What I will say is the blue tuner, a lot less timing, and I think that helps with the knock. A lot more boost, a lot less timing, and more fuel. So I think that helps deal with the crappy fuel here. The second best, or one of the top 2, they're definitely not putting as much fuel in. They're running a couple degrees more timing, and they are running quite a bit lower boost. I think this is like in the 15-16 range. You're in the 18-19 range with this guy. So different methodologies. This blue one, because of this torque peak here, way more fun to drive. You know, if you put it on a track, I'm sure it's not going to make much of a difference, but it is way more fun to drive just feeling that push. So anyway, yeah, if you want more, and all these are SAE corrected for the different temperatures, because there was probably a 4 or 5 degree temperature swing between the days. So, you know, take the numbers with a grain of salt. And I can do the uncorrected real quick. But yeah, if you want to maybe send a comment or whatever, I can tell you via email who these tuners are, because they're all decent tunes. Again, the top 2 in my opinion are the red and the blue. The blue is probably who I'm going to go with for an E-tune, but here's the uncorrected numbers. You can still see the blue one still peaking with more torque. That was on a hotter day than the red. So, but you know, I guess it's what you're looking for. Fuel economy on the blue one's not as good, but I don't think you're gonna be crazy into fuel economy, and you're not gonna be running it flat, wide open all the time either. So just interesting information. I think this is probably the 4 main tuners right now that I know of. And again, I don't want to name them right now, so you know, leave a comment, and I'll try to get a hold of you, because you know, I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. It's just personal opinion, and these are all off the shelf. So you know, whoever I go with for the E-Tune, I'll follow up and see if we get any more out of it. The car has a top mount charge pipe, stock intake, but intake pipe, high flow filter. I pulled the carbon trap. I'm trying to think if that's all the actual engine stuff, catback, and I'm going to be putting a Perrin turbo inlet on it just to get rid of the boost leak, and I'm hoping on the blue one I can bring back some of that boost on the tail end and pick up a little more horsepower in the end. So we'll see how that pans out. Forgot to add the Cobb Stage 0 to get a kind of frame of reference of what the stock would look like. So I put the Cobb Stage 0 in green, red and blue again are the top two that I like. You can see there's a horsepower difference, really isn't that huge. And these are corrected again SAE, and I'll drop the SAE correction in a second. But you can see the horsepower difference isn't gigantic, but the torque is significant. Let's see in the plots. And again, all of the power and torque gains are really where you're driving it. Definitely a lot more lean on the fueling from stock, a lot lower boost, you can see in the green. Let's drop the SAE. Oh, I don't have SAE in the others. Oh, hang on. A mistake. We're gonna make them all SAE. Okay, we're gonna go back. This is all with SAE correction. So actually there is, that makes more sense. There is a horsepower increase and even more significant torque increase. So this is all with SAE correction. Yeah, look at that bump in the torque between the blue, red, and green. Green being pretty, the stock simulated tune. Big differences. And crazy enough, the Stage 0, which is the stock simulation from Cobb, it had quite a bit of feedback knock. The dam would drop, so I would venture to say that these off-the-shelf tunes from these two tuners are probably safer. Again, that's subjective, but I don't get any significant feedback knock with the off-the-shelf from the tuners, nor do I get really any damn drops at all. I mean, maybe if I had bad fuel, but here's all the SAEs dropped. So this is no temperature correction. Green again is Stage 0. Blue and red are the off-the-shelves that I got. Good. Yeah, it's pretty darn good gains. Definitely worth the money. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like compared to the stock.